Good evening, my beloved. Good evening. I had every intention of coming to you dealing with a different subject matter that I have to address this evening. You see, we've been oppressed a long time, and I'm speaking primarily concerning my people, the melanated people of the planet. All of us, and particularly those of us in what is known as North America, the American Negro. No one on the planet desires freedom. I really don't think that anyone, perhaps there are some, but I don't think that there are any people, mass of people who long from freedom and liberty as much as the Negroes of North America. Though we have seemingly made great strides over time against our opposition, however, the more things change, the more they remain the same. Now, there are others, and I think about I believe they're called the untouchables in India, our black brothers and sisters in India. They have suffered greatly as well. We have suffered all over the planet. And so we have this nature that when we do get some freedom, we run with it. You could say we get beside ourselves, we get extravagant. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Now I'm speaking to all of you, and particularly those of you who have had Christian experience, and those of you who have served in the military. Perhaps you have relatives, your father, your mother, your uncle, your brother, who have served. It requires discipline to serve. I said discipline is a requirement. Now let me introduce myself first and foremost. My name is I Am. And I am the voice of God. I am the Ancient of Days. I have much experience in the Lord. Throughout many of my incarnations, my lifetimes, I have served the Lord in various capacities. Be it high or low, I have served the Lord. I have even dwelt in the temple of God, of the entity that you know as God. And so believe me, brother, I know what it's like to have fallen, to be removed from the Most High, the Omnipotent, the Awesome, the Almighty. But it's been impressed upon my spirit to speak to you, those of you who are of the conscious community, those of you who realize our potentiality, who realize our power with God. I say again, with God. It requires discipline. There is a hierarchy He is the Lord God of hosts. There are many beings above us, below us, and beside us. Did you hear what I said? Service to God requires discipline. He that is greatest among you is servant of all. You've heard me say on many occasions that I exalt not myself. The Bible says those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. It didn't say those who run ahead and seek the Lord. It said those who wait upon the Lord. I say discipline is a requirement. You see, we get a little knowledge and we get puffed up. Do you not know that our righteousness, even at our best state, is filthy before God? Though we are his children, even yet when we are redeemed, we are still other than ourselves before him. And so how should we conduct ourselves? Now, I have dealt with this subject many times, and I would like for this to be the last. We must submit ourselves fully unto God. It is never our will, but his be done. You see, once you learn how to serve, then you will know how to lead. You have no will, but whatsoever he said. You have no mind, but whatsoever he instructs. Hear the command of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother. Now, you can run on ahead if you choose to. You can get beside yourself if you choose to. Osiris is mummified. Now, why is Osiris mummified? Again, it is not his will, but it is that will within the will, the divine will, the will of God. You must humble yourself at all times. When he moves, you move. The cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night, if I'm not mistaken. If the cloud rested, they rested. So how is it? See? And I'm trying not to go there. That you feel like you can run ahead of the Father. That you feel like perhaps you have a better way. We've been in this condition for a long time. I'm talking about our subjugation. Been in this position a long time, but now we realize who we are and the power that we have. Don't get puffed up, my brothers and sisters. Don't think that you know nothing as you ought to know it. I know nothing as I ought to know it, except the Lord will, except he instructs, except he guides. I know nothing. Therefore, when the Lord questioned the prophet and said, Son of man, can these bones live? What was the reply? Lord, thou knowest. I don't know nothing, Lord, except thou willest. Lord, thou knowest. So what kind of servant, what kind of believer, what kind of vessel of God should you be? I told you to throw away your mind. Yes, I did. That means throw away your will and your discipline. You see. Yes, you have your own desires. You have your own pursuits. But if God does not sanction it, it's in vain. Yes, in all your getting, get overstanding and understanding. But God is your guidance. He is your present help in a time of need. I told you to throw away your mind and open your heart. Let your heart merge with his heart in love, in sweet communion, in intercourse, twain becoming one flesh. I told you that the sons of God practice what? Pure Islam. The knowledge of what is. The knowledge of God. They deviated not until they became what? Puffed up. Prideful. My way, Lord. Not yours, Lord, but my way. And hence the fall, a misappropriation of the Kundalini in it. Now, you have free will to an extent. Now, if it's not God's way, it's the wrong way. Whatsoever he saith, whatsoever he willeth, that is what you do. Now, if you want to be exalted in God, you must learn how to wait. You must learn how to hear. You must learn how to obey. Moses disobeyed and he suffered. Samson disobeyed and he suffered. Lucifer disobeyed and he suffered. Cain disobeyed and he suffered. Lot disobeyed and he suffered. And many, many others. You learn how to wait upon the Lord. You learn how to follow his guidance and his only. The first commandment is the fulfillment of all commandments. To love God with all thy heart, soul, mind, and strength. Do not err, my beloved. As you put God first, all other things shall be added unto you. It is about knowing the Lord and obeying the Lord. Peace.